From the Pep Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. CBS affiliate KPIX from San Francisco is reporting that thousands of transgender individuals are seeking asylum in the United States, fleeing countries where being themselves can mean persecution or even violence. A Bay Area organization is making it possible for them to find safety and acceptance. Kiki Lopez moved to San Francisco from the Philippines just 2 years ago, seeking a new life and safety. For Lopez, leaving her home country wasn't just about starting over, it was about survival. I experienced a lot of discrimination just because I am HIV positive, she told CBS News Bay Area. Lopez is one of thousands of transgender individuals who have filed for asylum in the United States, fleeing countries where being queer or transgender puts their lives at risk. In the Philippines, Kiki says, there are no legal protections for queer and transgender people, leaving them vulnerable to violence and discrimination. The Philippines is filled with queer people, but it's never safe there. Medically and legally, there are no laws protecting the queer and trans, she said. Lopez sought the help of the LGBT Asylum Project, a nonprofit based in San Francisco's Castro district, which has been supporting LGBT asylum seekers since Kiki since 2015. The organization provides free legal assistance to immigrants fleeing persecution due to their sexual orientation, gender identity, or HIV status. The nonprofit primarily assists asylum seekers from countries like Russia, Brazil, the Philippines, and parts of the Middle East. To date, the LGBT Asylum Project has successfully helped more than 150 individuals secure asylum in the United States. WMUR Manchester, New Hampshire, is reporting that 3 parents and a grandparent in Bow, New Hampshire, are suing members of the school district after they said their First Amendment rights were violated during a silent protest over a transgender athlete on an opposing team. The lawsuit filed Monday is connected to a soccer game played in Bow earlier this month, where 2 parents received no trespass orders for protesting. The parents were wearing wristbands that said XX during a game against the Plymouth girls soccer team, which has a transgender player on it. Del Colda, an attorney from the Institute for Free Speech, who is representing the plaintiffs, said they're suing members of the school district because they believe their First Amendment rights were violated. One of the no trespass orders has since expired, but Colda said the plaintiffs want a court to stop the school from unconstitutionally using school policies to restrict what they called non-disruptive expressions of political or social views. The district had no comment on the lawsuit. University of New Hampshire Franklin Pierce School of Law professor Daniel Pye explained that there is a legal precedent for this case with Tinker v. Des Moines. He said, the reasons why the school could defend prohibiting their presence on or at school events is that their behavior is harassing or in some way creating a hostile environment to the student. But the standard for that is quite high, and you have to show some pervasive, overwhelming harassment in order for that to count as a First Amendment exception, Pye said. So this most likely is going to go the way of the parents. NBC News is reporting that state laws targeting transgender people made trans and non-binary young people more likely to attempt suicide in the past year, according to a first-of-its-kind study. The research, published last week in the journal Nature Human Behavior and conducted by the Trevor Project, an LGBTQ youth suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization, is the first to establish that such laws directly caused an increase in suicide attempts. The Trevor Project surveyed more than 60,000 trans and non-binary young people ages 13 to 24 about their mental health from 2018 to 2022, a period in which 19 state governments enacted 48 laws targeting trans people, particularly youth. These included restrictions on transition-related care for minors and laws that bar trans student athletes from playing on the school sports teams that align with their gender identities. The study compared suicide-related outcomes for trans and non-binary young people in those 19 states to the outcomes for trans and non-binary youth in states that did not enact any such laws. It found that these laws caused an increase in suicide attempts among trans and non-binary youth by an estimated 7 to 72%. The range of estimates is large because it includes the percentage increase for 5 time periods from 2018 to 2022, and the estimated percent increase differs depending on the time period and the age range of participants. That's the news for this hour. Now let's get back to more music on PEP Radio.